shadows where the misfits dwell, where secrets of the truth won't tell. We fight the shade, stand through the sin. Welcome to the place they call the Sinbin. Like the pirate skies, our souls ignite. In the dark we ride through the night.
Alright. I gotta sync for my own fucking sync video. It's about to go. Pie is ruined. This is craziness. Alright, hold up.
My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Fresh from the depths of hell that this thing was buried in, I decided to Jumanji the shit out of this name. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sinbin. I am your host, a former co-host of the original Sinbin from commentary. Yours truly, the AlphaRuss. With me is Big Papa Lamp, and ladies and gentlemen, I never thought I would see the day that I don't even know how to explain it other than it's just like a M. Night Shyamalan plot twist. Just when you thought you saw a lens flare and you knew where the plot twist was coming, it just BAM! Just out of nowhere, another lens flare, and then your story is completely fucked up. Like,
listen, the bombshell that got dropped tonight that we're reacting to, it's such a bombshell that I had prepared a piece of cookie dough pie. This is a pie where, you know, there's cookie on the outside, cookie dough on the inside, and a pie crust on the bottom. And I had prepared a piece of this pie with a glass of milk, and I was sitting enjoying a stream from a streamer and a creator in the commentary community we all love and enjoy, K-Huck, going over the Maggot Edits drama. We're just going to go right into it.
Yeah,
because Maggot Edits made a recording with Burn the World on Burn's channel called Wallbangers 2. And yeah, K-Hug dropped a bombshell on her stream that just ruined my fucking appetite. Like I said at the beginning, my disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. Fucking review bra style.
Review bra style. I never thought I would have to hear that name in the same sentence as a cookie dough pie. It's fucking and to say the least, like, for those who don't know about, like, at least from our perspective, why this affects us in a way, like, we got to go back to some, like, dirt sheet type of shit that I'm not really too comfortable talking about sometimes, but, like, you know, she opened up the forbidden door, so to speak. And for those who understand the context of this, we got to go back to a podcast that we were part of called Conversation Street.
Yeah, we got to go back to March of 2024.
2024,
particularly March 9th, if I'm not mistaken. 9th. That's when the episode, the infamous episode dropped.
Future me put the actual date on there, and we'll figure it out in post. But yeah, I wasn't a part of that episode, which hindsight's 2020, and thank fucking God. It's just like because me and Lampier had so many conversations about this episode, like, and it seems like it's like Joe Hendry. It's like anytime we talk about this episode, drama appears.
Wait.
What?
One correction I want to make real quick. March 7th. We got that one out faster than a week after the recording, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that was because I wasn't around. I wasn't trying to video edit everything, make it into like a my own M. Night Shyamalan podcast. Fucking lens flares and everything.
But since I was there, I'll regale everyone of what exactly transpired that day.
Mm-hmm.
The episode 5 of Conversation Street released, interviewing the interviewers. We did an interview, Doug, Dragon Kobu, and Dan 240p as well, even though he wasn't super active
Super active in
that
the
day.
episode.
He wasn't feeling the greatest that day.
Mm-hmm.
We interviewed Maggot Edits and K-Huck with a guest host, C-Seth.
Shout out to
And
C-Seth.
the day of recording this is a very infamous day for Maggot Edits and D-Max in particular. It's the day that they started their little campaign against Magnetar, accusing him of being a scammer, or heavily implying so at that point. I don't think the scammer implications went, I think they went more nuclear like the next day
Mm-hmm.
after we recorded that episode.
Yeah, it was. So it didn't really go nuclear till like.
Oh, it went
When,
nuclear 2 days after on my fucking
yeah,
birthday.
yeah, so it was like one of those I'm trying to think what they call it. It was like a splashback effect that we didn't like see coming and everything like that, because I saw initial like clapback at mostly Maggot uh for like implying, like, hey, why did you say that this was a thing that was happening on this podcast and it's not there?
Yeah,
And
like for people that are wondering why Conversation Street's important to this at all, it's because at the beginning of that recording, Doug asked about the tweets that were being made about Magnetar, because it was something that was happening that day and it was something he was curious to know more about when we went in recording.
mhm,
Maggot Edits in particular spearheaded most of that conversation, providing most of her reasoning and her points. It was the same shit she was saying on Twitter that day. There was nothing new,
mhm,
and there was nothing particularly bad on our end. But the hell that all of that raised 2 days later, and 2 days after that, when Tommy C did his live stream, the blowback for all of those tweets was so severe that that Doug, being the sweetheart he is, we
uh-huh,
I still, I'm still very friendly with Doug. I like Doug. Like,
yeah,
he is very passionate about sticking up for his friends, and he was afraid that this episode coming out would cause more harassment from Maggot. So he very heavily implored me to, just cut the segment out of the episode.
mhm,
And things were going to be, it was going to be really simple. It was not, the cut was made, and it was just not something that was really going to be something that you draw attention to.
mhm,
But look, I'd say an hour before we were set to put it out, we learned
mhm,
that Maggot Edits had already advertised the segment being in the podcast, and that caused me to have to go back on very short notice and add like a bumper transition, like something you would see on Adult Swim, like the
mhm,
10-second bumpers with music,
yeah,
to inform people that something was cut out of the podcast. It was
yeah.
it was
It
just
was it
really,
was a
it was
nightmare.
really dumb. Maggot Edits had made had told people that this segment was going to be there after Doug and I had both already told her that Doug did not want this segment in the episode and that it was going to be removed at Doug's request, because he was so adamant about this.
Yeah, and we've had this conversation with Doug before about this. Like, even before Conversation Street was a thing, we told him, like, if there's an episode that, like, say for instance, when I went over the Mama Mac stuff, I could definitely tell you, there was some and he's very passionate about protecting people he likes, you know, and like and I want to put this out for the record just so everyone knows. Like, I don't hate Doug. I don't hate him. I'm not going to go into details why we're just more on the, you know, okay, we acknowledge that we're both here. We're both in the same VC or we're in the same chat. I just don't go out my way and, like, you know, be friendly with him. Like, there's some stuff behind the scenes that I felt that was happening in Conversation Street, and also the fact that it was the beginning of summer and I was going to get more busier. And but honestly, I don't know about Lamp, but I think we're both going to get more busier as the months were going on because summertime brings more work.
I had like a very like serious like family emergency going on throughout most, if not all, of the summer that took a lot of my time and a lot of my focus away from content or being online in general.
Yeah.
On top of all of the added stress from like mainly like how this like whole thing with the segment affected Doug caused a lot of stress for everyone around Doug because he was crashing out pretty consistently, and it was bringing a lot of unnecessary heat to everyone involved, like not only Doug but like myself, Alpha, Dan. Like, it brought everyone else in Conversation Street a lot more stress than we were like really accustomed to, and it wasn't fun.
Yeah, it wasn't fun like that. Like, and that's not to say, like, you know, I do agree with some people.
And looking back at all of this as well, like how this pertains to Maggot in particular,
it's like
it felt a lot like in retrospect that when Doug was taking a lot of this criticism, because Doug was reacting the most violently to it, so a lot of the vitriol went towards Doug because he was reacting the most harshly to it.
Yeah.
It added a lot of stress for Doug that wasn't needed, and she kind of caused a lot of that. And like the subsequent lapses in judgment and the subsequent crash outs that happened as a result of this started a lot more behind the scenes for Doug than he was even ready for. And like, it feels like a lot of that could have been prevented if Maggot just we was transparent with us and said, yeah, I've told people that this is going to be in, you guys should include this segment. Like, if I had known she had advertised that segment, like shot that segment to people, like behind the scenes and on Twitter, I would have like just kept that fucking segment in the episode.
Yeah, like, and this is kind of to say, like, something that I always remember. I think it was Tommy. I think it was either Tommy or it was. I think it was like. It was someone within commentary. I think it was Tipster, honestly. Surprise, you know, the former Tipster mod talks about Tipster here, but like, you know, one of the things that he reminded me, and that always stuck with me, and you know, that's the one, I think, honestly, one W that I give Tipster for, and that is that he told me, be prepared to get shit on if you say the wrong fucking thing, like, or do the wrong fucking thing. Now, because
I mean, that comes with the territory of like
that comes with the territory as a content
or being opinionated on the internet.
Yeah,
like if you're gonna talk shit, you gotta be ready to take the consequences for it. Like,
and like, you know, and as you were talking about this, and we're talking about the whole Doug stuff and how this pertains to Maggot, we were talking shortly before we started recording, and you hit a light bulb moment, no pun intended, because he's because of the moth still, But
Yeah,
he
became the light bulb in the fucking sky stopped clouding my fucking vision, and I saw it.
like no, like I'm like what I'm trying to say is, in terms of with the whole Doug stuff, and I want to leave it at this. Doug flew too high to the sun, but it wasn't his intention to. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he was trying to defend friends
he was trying to do what he thought was right. Yeah, he was trying to do what he thought was right.
Yeah.
And he's been suffering for that decision for months now. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. It's been it's been 8 months since this shit transpired, and I don't think Doug has really been the same since this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
This is somebody that's like been really good friends with Doug and has observed Doug like publicly and behind the scenes for for over 2 years at this point.
And
he hasn't been the same since this.
And
it feels really shitty that that like Maggot didn't take more action directly.
Yeah.
To
like and I'm not saying
either, like it's not saying that it's all her fault.
It's not all her fault.
It's just that like she still could have taken accountability for some of those actions that caused Doug to catch a lot of shit for months and months of bullshit.
Like it's kind of the meme that we've been saying for the last couple days. Be careful, Icarus. If you fly too close to the sun, the wings will melt and then you will fall. Careful, Icarus. That shit. Like, we were telling Doug, like, be careful, careful, Icarus. You're gonna fly too far into the sun in order to protect people. You gotta know where your fights are gonna be more to your advantage. Like, that type of shit. And, like, as soon as, because I haven't had a chance to watch the whole, like, K-Hug stream. I kind of watched a little bit towards the tail end of it, but, the bombshell that she dropped, it made me feel like it was
made me sick
like,
to my stomach. It made me fucking lose my
felt
appetite
like
for pie.
The best way,
and I'm a big guy.
You're still on about this pie. God damn.
Yes, I'm upset about the pie. Like, that pie was fucking tasty. Okay.
I guess we're gonna call this episode "The Pilot in the Pie" here. Okay, Icarus in the Pie, something like that. Whatever. No, like what I'm saying is like what I felt like the whole like Maggot Edits has been unintentionally, but also intentionally in some aspects. If you think about it, in some ways, using people as meat shields and everything like that. Like, let's talk about the thing that happened recently, where in a tweet she was posting an achievement for DMAX, and it's a big achievement. I'm gonna say that's a big achievement, no matter what. Like, I believe if you're dating someone who's a content creator and they hit a celebration mark, you should celebrate that with them, but don't use that for back shots, because like now recording all of a sudden, like, Becca Krabs, who's, I'm just gonna say it now, he is an official host. Like, I'm just gonna say it. They've been using the gag of like he's not a real host, so to speak. He's just kind of like a temporary for like Matt or something like that. Like, that's the rib, but it's really not. He is. He's a new host. I'm just
so the best way to phrase what Maggot did when she took that shot at Now Recording while like celebrating DMAX's success, it's the equivalent of if a basketball player pulls a between the legs crossover and then airballs that shit, or just like bricks it to the point where the ball goes all the way over and behind the backboard. It started off really strong. The crossover was really nice, but when you took the shot, you fucking missed. Like that's all there is to say.
Like, the best way, actually, I could one up that a little bit. You want to know how I want to say that? It's like playing a game of horse, and you can make all the more complicated shots. Like, you could make a shot from sitting from behind the chair backwards. But if you can't shoot fucking free throw, that's a problem. Like, that's a whole fucking problem. Like, you're like that's how I kind of saw it. Like, she thought she was making mental gymnastics with everything, but when it comes to like confrontation and everything like that, it's just like, hold on there, I'm not gonna make my shots. Like, there has to be some crazy element to this. Like, that's how I felt about it. And then there was a video that came out not even like, what was it, almost 2 hours? 2 hours after that tweet came out, of them doing a parody of Twitter Is, but it's all Maggot Edit tweets.
Yeah. Oh, the Twitter versus thing. I think that came out the next day, if I'm not mistaken.
Or was it the next day? It might have been somewhere.
Yeah, it was the next day, but when the back and forth had concluded, because all the Now Recording guys saw it on their own time and had just made their jabs, took their made their responses and shit like throughout the next day, and that was when they threw together that like Twitter versus parody.
Oh my God.
Like Beckett of Crabs like threw it together, and it was funny with Matt Pitt doing the voice. And it was after Burns' stream as well that Maggot was like, set to like star in. And then she had like backed out of it and left Burn with a message to read out on stream, and just kind of like left Burn to take the fucking heat there too.
This is a approved message from Maggot. I'm like, what in the world? She's now her own PR person? Like, fuck. It's like, it felt so PR-ish when I heard that statement. I just sat there, I was going like, did HR approve that? Like, and now I'm just gonna clarify here and say, like, I don't think Max approved of that, or just like, I'm just gonna say this. Maybe I'm on the contrary when I say this. Max probably didn't want any more drama with Now Recording. He just wanted to be left alone to his own muses and everything like that. The problem is, this is commentary we're talking about here. You got to look at the people who left commentary or is still sort of in commentary via like either like someone that they're dating or like some people that are left over from commentary. Like, take for instance like Tipster, for instance. There's still some people who will bully the absolute crap out of Tipster in his own chat, and I see this, even though I'm blocked by him. In his own chat for a video about it was a live stream about like Resident Evil, and they were saying something about like Tipster, aren't you glad that you're out of commentary? You blocked it, something like that, if I remember correctly. I might be remiss if I can.
Yeah, like commentary, like the thing about it is, once you like establish lore that people find like cringy or funny, they're gonna remember that. Like, people will remember that, and that's not just in commentary, that's everywhere on the internet.
Yeah,
you have lore, it's gonna be remembered, and it's gonna like follow you from community to community until you ultimately rebrand and just cut all ties to what you've known or leave the internet entirely. Like, that's the thing. Like, once you establish lore, it's gonna follow you, and that's something I've like noticed over the years about the internet. Like,
yeah, like
a lot of lolcows have been documented in that way, like where they've there's lore from other communities that like follows it. Like, sure, they can do a decent job like hiding it at first when they like go from community to community, but it always comes back.
Like,
the internet, like, it's the internet, nothing ever permanently dies. Yeah.
Like, I kind of equate it to someone who like it's kind of like a senior prank in some way, like when you're in high school or everything like that, or whatever the equivalent is. Like, there's always going to be that a prank off that it, like, you want to up what the prank for like the year before was and everything like that. Sometimes people do it unintentionally and then they get remembered for being that guy or that person for like doing stupid shit uh as the class prank. So like case in point, like Tipster, the whole Lollygate 1 and 2. It was, there was so much gate, there was a second one. Okay, that's how much it was. Like and Vosh too. The whole Vosh defense. That was
it's like that Kumo guy, the one from the
yeah.
ACC that crashed out and disappeared over this like Cinny Bear thing. Like when he reappeared in the zeitgeist of commentary when the Lao convoy thing happened,
Mm-hmm.
there were like dozens of people being like, "Oh my god, that's the cutting guy," like everybody knew him for that like situation where the girl was like gonna cut a name into her arm,
Yeah.
and Kumo like really stupidly suggested, "Cut my name, it's the shortest," and it sounded like absolute horse shit, and he got fucking made fun of on Doc on the Radio for it. Like it's once you establish that lore, it follows you.
Yeah.
But like I do want to strike the iron while it's hot, at least in this point. Like I'm feeling very animated about this. And like with Maggot Edits in particular, because that's the main subject of this, over time, my my patience and my respect has dwindled more and more as time has went along. When the whole Magnetar thing happened originally at first, the way I felt about Maggot Edits was I was still free, I was still friendly with her. I was still on good terms with her. Like I didn't fucking blow up at her and get angry because I was under the impression that at some point with the Magnetar thing, she would eventually grow from that and learn and like take some sort of accountability like later on when she was ready and apologize and move on from it. Like her and D-Max. But I haven't seen that from either of them at this point. And
Yeah.
if they had left the community for good and never like, made their presence known in the community in any shape or form,
yeah, like
I would have also been willing to just be like, yeah, let it, let the bygones be bygones. Because like ultimately at the end of the day, it was a smaller thing. It's not like someone was like driven to Minecraft or something like that.
yeah.
The best way to fucking phrase that. Like it's ultimately like really spurgy drama that like could have slid if they had played their cards right and acted like actual fucking adults. But
Yeah.
like the reappearance of Maggot in commentary hell circle, and this is this is like Badwick's community, particularly like Turd Island and
Yeah.
its ownership transfer from Badwick to Flatley, and a lot of people in this like particular side of commentary hill. She made the reappearance in commentary hill by going on wall smashers, poking the bear, taking shots at now recording, being petty, not letting things go.
I mean
And
I mean though,
I
but
was just like I don't understand the move, but
like
maybe
I
at some point she's
so
gonna take accountability. Like I don't know, maybe.
so
But like
like
as time went on, it
so
just fucking dwindled.
so can I like leap on that little thing about the
Yeah.
wall smashers thing? So like I had questioned it at first in terms of the whole like, okay, where's her fit in this? uh and it took me a minute. It took me a minute to figure, kind of like mentally put it together. But like it seemed like ever since Badwick started the whole Wall Smashers podcast that happened, there was always someone out of the, what they say, the anti-commentary, but they are commentary. Let's kind of put the
Yeah.
bow on that. There was always one person that was from that, like from that tribe, so to speak. That was Huggy, like, and Hollywood Huggy. And I think in Badwick trying to figure out like where is the span that I can make this like podcast get like either like views and something like that, and then like I guess Maggot Edits was just kind of like that perfect catalyst. Which I mean, if I were to take a look from outside looking in, the airplane view, so to speak, as I always kind of talk about, I could sit there and go, okay, this kind of makes sense in a way.
Yeah, like it makes sense to me why Badwick chose to like have her on the show, because you know Maggot is a good antagonist, and for people in like the the now recording community aren't fond of Maggot, and it's it's a good way to it's a good way to drive engagement and views for
Mhm.
Badwick at least, and it fits into the theme of Wall Smashers, which was always taking controversial figures in the community and giving them a voice where they wouldn't have a voice like a serious chance to voice their opinions in any other like instance, because they've been laughed out of most spaces in the community. Like
Yeah,
that was always like the main deal with Wall Smashers. That was what Badwick had like intended with it
yeah.
originally, if I'm not mistaken.
Can
And
I?
it made
Oh,
sense for Maggot to be in
mhm.
Wall Smashers for Badwick, but it never made sense to me why she would do that for her, other
Yeah,
than to be petty and never let this like beef with now recording and like Nicholas Diorio and like the mainstays in
yeah.
commentary. Like it felt
Like,
really stupid to me, but I was still
well, and
personally like willing
here's
to like hear it out. You know what I mean?
so like here's something that I, now that you bring that up, especially like Nicholas Diorio, um, out of all the people that were involved in the Magnetar stuff, it surprised me more that she has more of a grudge against Nicholas Diorio than say like a Tommy C or I'm trying to think of other names off the
Oh,
top of
I
my
can
head.
tell you
Like
exactly why, and her reasoning why she was like, like so vengeful against like Diorio,
oh
because
yeah, yeah.
Diorio like made the joke about her and D-Max like dating,
Uh-huh.
and people started looking at that with with more scrutiny with that statement. It was a joke from Diorio, but
Mm-hmm.
people started looking at that with more scrutiny, and the cat got out of the bag. Like their
Yeah,
relationship became public because like they let the cat out of the bag because people were joking about it because Diorio joked about it.
well, you know what they
So she felt that
say.
Diorio like outed their relationship like as if he had like prior knowledge of it, and
Yeah.
she felt hurt by that in some way, because I
Mm-hmm.
did speak to her directly about like some of this stuff, because we were in correspondence with the whole conversation street thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I was trying to do my due diligence to like make sure she's okay and that like nothing bad's gonna necessarily happen, or that her mental state's not like sliding into the fucking red,
Yeah.
so to speak. But it's just
Like
so bizarre
because
after all this time that she like chose to like go and antagonize these people, and now it's like culminated in fucking
today.
like this, like it's culminated in today. And the context for what we're talking about today, I felt like we've been like rambling long enough,
Yeah.
is that she did an interview with Burn on his channel, Wallbangers #2, where she goes into like details about like her gripes and her like grievances with K-Huck, who she was a co-host of for roughly 6 to 8 months, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So, 8 months.
Like she was a co-host on the K-Huck cast for like 6 to 8 months, and the tenure with the K-Huck cast ended like ominously around the exact same time as the Magnetar drama happened for different reasons. She had like she had departed from K-Huck cast before we did the recording of
Mm-hmm.
Conversation Street in favor of joining Clear as Mud with D-Max and Riveter. And doing the interview show with Riveter, they had Zach Shutt from Meta PCs on an episode and Chud Logic on an episode, and they were like well received. And I felt like, this is my opinion at least,
Mhm.
she probably felt that she had outgrown being on K-Huck's channel and that she had better opportunities, and kind of departed from K-Huck. And
Bingo.
with this interview that happened on Burns' channel, she listed all these grievances with K-Huck, all these problems she had with K-Huck as a person, and the way she ran her YouTube channel.
Mhm.
And among all of these, never once was it brought up that she had like discussed these with K-Huck personally and like addressed these things personally. And with that interview on its own, to me that felt really disrespectful, because like, if I work with someone and this is how I've like, that's how I treated Conversation Street with you and Doug and Dan.
Mhm.
When I had an issue with something, I was always very direct with it,
Oh,
and I
yes.
would I would bring it up. And it's not like to be a dick or an asshole, it's to be constructive and to help the product improve. Like, if we're making a product, whether that be content or if we're doing business and we're making something, I want that to be the best product we can possibly make. And if I have concerns, I'm going to bring them up directly so that everyone involved knows, that is cognizant of these issues and can work on resolving these together. Because
Yeah.
like, at least with us on Conversation Street, we worked together on this as like,
Like a unit.
co-hosts and as
Yeah.
friends. We like took a lot of inspiration from each other. Like, we fired off ideas. We would work
Mhm.
together on these things, and when there were issues, we were all direct, and we didn't
Yeah.
go behind anyone's back to talk shit. And like, it's like, I wouldn't go in like Badwick's DMs and be like, oh my god, this is so fucking retarded, why is Alpha doing this and that? Like, no, I've never did that. Like, if I have an
Yeah.
issue with something, it's gonna get brought up directly. And I
Yeah.
felt like Maggot could have at least had the same level of respect and professionalism to do so with K-Huck. Like, if you have problems with the show or behavior, you should be bringing that up with K-Hook as a friend or a co-host. And it just felt like Maggot wasn't a friend, and it felt more that she was an opportunist. Like,
Like, so like, this kind of reminds me a little bit about kind of, this is get ready, Matt Pitt, get ready, this is your wrestling moment here. So like, I can remember when Edge was started being called the ultimate opportunist and all that stuff, right? So like, this like, just by today, like what happened, the bombshell, and we're gonna get to it, I promise. Um, like, just on this is the cherry on top of the shit Sunday that has been happening in the last year, that has made commentary hell a reality. Like, it's unfortunate that we had to get to that shit level, but here we are. We're at shit level 11, and it's never been touched before. It's like the fact that she has been an opportunist to like move up to from K-Huck to clear as mud to be with her boyfriend and Peepaw and everything like that. Which, like, I've said it before. I even told her to her face before. I said, hey, you could probably do these. Like, you could probably still do K-Huck's thing like once a week. Like, why? Like, I was actually quite puzzled why she and K-Huck like decided to like cut it off. And now to hear kind of a little bit of the whys and everything, it it's it, it kind of makes all of my questioning seem more like understanding of like, maybe there was something behind the scenes that may have like frayed their friendship to a level of like, kind of in a way of like how I view a lot of like former colleagues that I've worked with like over the years, and just be like, we were once friends, but now we're just simply like, we acknowledge each other from in the VCs. Like we could interact and everything like that, but like a chance of friendship, a bridge mending is not really gonna be there because of like the issues that were happening as the drama was unfolding, so to speak. So like I will say this. I did enjoy K-Huck in Maggot Edits. Like, it actually felt like a really genuine, like, not even real, like, not even a drama podcast at all, not even a commentary podcast at all. It just felt like a really just good, like, easy to listen to podcast. Like, I think it was one of the honestly one of the best produced, like, because it was a live stream. And I will say this because I appreciate K-Huck very much. She has shown me a lot of patience when it comes to my issues with certain people in the in commentary. When I come to her, because like she understands, she kind of gets where I'm coming from.
Yeah, like in my opinion, like the strengths of the K-Huck cast, like, they're still there. Like K-Huck has been a driving force in why a lot of people that are like aware of K-Huck cast and are a part of K-Huck's community are part of K-Huck's community. It's majorly because of K-Huck, because like she's built a vibe around her live streams. I told her this earlier when she was on stream, that like the vibe that her streams give off is one that I personally enjoy and I find entertaining. And it brings me back to the old Badwick Tonight streams when I used to co-host with Badwick, where the vibe of the stream is, we're observing these dramas and we're not taking them too seriously. We're giving our takes and we're just having a laugh along the way. We're not being bombastic. We're not like getting angry. And things aren't too serious. Like you can just like get off at the end of the stream, walk away from your PC and just go and live your normal adult life. Like that was the vibe. Like, and that's entertaining for audiences. And it's obviously been entertaining enough for K-Huck to build a robust community and get monetized on her channel. She had 50 plus on her stream today. Like these days she's pulling 25 plus concurrently, and that's nothing to scoff at. And
that's nothing to scoff at.
I feel like a lot of that is because of how K-Huck approaches like, reacting to these, these like dramas that she covers on her stream. And less and less of Maggot like captaining the ship, so to speak. That was a meme that people were doing in K-Huck's chat, making memes about Maggot being the captain because of how arrogant she came off in that bird
what's
recording.
That movie with Tom Hanks and that dude, the Somali pirate, just comes up to him and goes, "Look at me, I'm the captain now." Like that's the kind of fucking shit. Just
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips, yes. I love that movie because because like Tom Hanks, like, okay, kind of just I know you're all used to me and my side tangents, but I gotta say that is one of the most overacted Tom Hanks movies I think I've ever seen. And I've seen Joe versus the Volcano, like Nuclear Take. I think Joe versus the Volcano isn't like one of his like GOAT movies of all time. Like it's not. But like getting back to this, I just feel like she like I will say this, like she was like you're old enough to know this. Like you remember when Conan O'Brien had Andy Richter as a sidekick, right? So like Dave Letterman had his music guy Paul Schaefer, Batman to your Robin, so to speak. Like for me, I've always looked at her as like K-Huck was like Conan O'Brien. She was riffing off jokes and everything like that, and then like when you least expect it, here comes Maggot Edit and just goes boom, extra flavor to it, and everyone enjoyed it. That's why I liked it. Now, not to say that the current state of the K Huck cast is like bad or anything. I actually like this version of K Huck cast extremely better because
yeah, she's gotten a lot better with the show, and like she's learned from the mistakes that she's made. And Maggot kept harping on one of those mistakes in that burn recording, which was the weird collar guy situation. And like ultimately, that situation isn't like the worst thing ever to have happened to a creator.
oh
I
yeah,
mean, I mean, Burn, you know, like, and I love Burn. He's cool. Like he got the same situation. He had basically the same situation, but like 10 times over. And that's like letting someone onto your stream that you're not like entirely like that's not entirely trustworthy, and they go on and they say something like super fucking stupid
mm-hmm.
that gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
And in K-Hug's case, it was a dude going on and talking about talking about like a story where he like doxed someone,
Oh my
which was
god.
really fucking weird.
Yeah.
But in
It's
no way
just
did like that was it endorsed
yeah. If you
or
do that,
anything.
you're very
I think K-Huck
retarded.
was just kind of like idle, like doing something behind, you know, doing something
I think she was like,
like off mic,
yeah.
and she wasn't particularly too focused. And
Mm-hmm.
sh like obviously she learned the lesson, which is like to, you know, to be more vigilant of like, okay, well, you gotta be really careful when randoms call into your stream, that people that
Yeah.
you don't particularly know that well, because you never know what's going to happen on a stream. Like
Exactly.
literally, it's like a Twitch gaming stream where you go into a COD lobby and somebody's like spamming the N word.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's something that you don't really think about until it happens to you.
Like I remember I don't know. I don't know if it was. I think it was
Like
Tim the Tap Man.
like K-Hook overreacted to
Oh,
like the, you know, to the criticism of that conversation, but
mm-hmm.
like I said, it's something that you don't know how to react to until it happens to you.
Yeah.
It's, you know, there's a first time for everything, and she hadn't been like in any controversy before, and she was able to grow from that, and she's like made her streams better because of it. You don't see like larger VCs on K-Huck stream.
Oh yeah.
She pulls one or two people in at a time, and it's always like there's never like pure chaos. It's, you know, she's got a grip on what's going on her streams, and it's a good example to parallel with like how Maggots treated the whole
Mm-hmm.
you know, getting blowback from the Magnetar thing. She hasn't like taken accountability for it. She hasn't grown from it, and she hasn't applied any like learned knowledge that helps in a positive way to
Mm-hmm.
anything she's done since.
I
Like
think.
she's made the same mistakes over and over again. Like she's poking the bear, getting the now recording guys and the community of that podcast like
Look.
shitting on her regularly, and she's not the best at handling it either. And I don't know why she's going at K-Huck really hard about how she handled her mistake that she made
Mm-hmm.
at that time.
But everyone handles mistakes
But
differently. That's the thing.
you know, like the thing is, K-Huck only made that mistake once.
Yeah.
Maggot's made her mistake of poking the bear fucking like 3-4 times at this point. I
Like.
don't have exact numbers. I'm not like as like autistically tuned into like
Yeah.
numbers on these things as I used to be. I mean,
Yeah. No.
like
It's
to
like
be
it.
honest,
Mhm.
it's like mind numbing, and after a while, you just forget exact numbers. But it's happened. That's like the thing. It's happened multiple times to the point that I can't keep an exact count anymore.
Like it's becoming a kill count. That's like almost impossible to count. Like the
And
eh,
now
eh,
I want to get to the meat and potatoes of like what has like driven this fucking fervor from me. Like I'm not this animated usually about things.
you know, you're
The
pretty laid back.
fervor from K-Huck's stream, the bombshell dropped that K-Huck with the time that Maggot was on the K-Hunt cast, had promised and delivered to give Maggot Edits all of the Stream Elements donations from their time together.
Mm-hmm.
And this amounts to $1,254.
Now,
and like
so for some people,
and taking in consideration what we've been saying for the last like 10-15 minutes, all of this shit Maggot Edits has talked about K-Huck behind the scenes publicly on this recording with Burn. Like, how can you do that to someone that gave you gave you an opportunity like to to make fun content? You could have told K-Huck no at the beginning and none of these problems would have been your problem that you're complaining about to people,
like,
and on publicly on Burns recording. None of this would have been your problem. You could have said no in the first place, but you took these problems upon yourself. You never addressed them with K-Huck. You accepted fucking money from her, and you're still disrespectful. What in the actual fuck?
That you don't.
It drives me up the fucking wall, dude.
Look, a wise man once said, "You don't shit where you eat."
Like, legitimately, what was the first thing I said when you jumped in VC with me when I was chilling earlier?
Bro, you were like
the fucking the Hasan thing. I was zenned out like Hasan. Like that Weasley little liar, dude. That fucking Weasley little liar.
This is the fucking pie. Well, no, that's not true, actually, to be fair. The first thing you said, dude, was like, bro, I can't even eat this fucking pie anymore. This is bullshit.
Like I can't even eat this pie. Like, this Weasley fucking liar.
This Weasley little liar. Like, bro, like,
for real, I may not have said that in exact terms. I may have said Weasley fucking whore.
Weasley fucking, yeah. There you go.
Because the money involved here. Not only did she take the money from K-Huck and disrespect her like that and treat her like shit, she took a fucking meta PC from fucking Peepaw Riveter, who she also threw under the bus for months.
Yeah.
And like, according to Peepaw, fucking like D-Max hasn't talked to him in 6 months. Peepaw went to bat for him against fucking Keemstar in the Locale Live community. After the Magnetar drama fucking was over and done, he took licks about the Magnetar drama from fucking everyone in the community and fucking got reamed out by Tommy C. Tommy C blew up on him in a call, and it's public on fucking YouTube. Like, that's some real homie shit. Like, fucking shout out to Peepaw. He's a fucking homie.
Like, yeah, he's a ride or die.
I'll be goddamn
for better or for
friends
worse
like that. Like, you know, like, I do have friends like that, and I love them to fucking death. And like you gotta appreciate people like that that'll fucking go in and fucking defend their friends. Like, people like fucking Peepaw, like Doug, like fucking K-Huck that like got fucking disrespected. And in Peepaw and fucking K-Huck's case, there's major value, like monetarily and fucking possessions wise, gained out of that. She got a fucking meta PC that's fucking twice as strong as what I've got it like on my desk, and fucking $1,200 out of that, and like she's fucking just shat on these people for it, like. Like, bro, this isn't even a comment. Like, when I say Weasley little whore, I'm not even talking about like the fucking memes people make about her kids. I don't want to make it about that. That's fucking retarded. Like, I'm saying that because you've taken fucking things of like monetary value, and you haven't fucking done anything like of value in return. Like,
exactly.
Like, there's not a lot of fucking return of investment. Like, and it doesn't even have to be monetary either. You don't have to pay them back. The least you can do is fucking be cool to them. Like, this is, and I said this earlier too before we started recording. The comparison here, this is the dagger. This is like her taking money from K-Huck and being like disrespectful behind the scenes while taking the money. it's comparable to when Ember Lily was talking all that shit about fucking taking, like Rev taking money from Darcy while accepting money from Darcy. Like, it's the same almost. It's the same almost. It's like there's parallels there.
Like it's wild to me that, you know,
and I know that one's gonna trigger her too if she hears this. Like, if you're hearing this, Megan, I know that's gonna trigger you. But god damn it,
bring on the pain.
It's the most similar thing.
This is the Sinbin. This is there's a reason it's called the Sinbin. Okay.
There have been cardinal sins committed.
Okay.
Primarily lying, like.
Usually, like, by the way, and I want to actually point this out to people. This isn't supposed to be like a commentary drama thing like this. This is supposed to be just kind of like, you know, a talk and shop type of style thing where like we just talk about like life shit and just like, you know, fucking it's like a regular VC, just 10 times more amplified.
This is a special case.
This is a special case.
This is a special case. Like, because I'm literally just like sitting down, like I'm sitting down with my fucking piece of pie. Okay, the pie is coming back.
The pie is coming back.
This episode will be called fucking like this. I don't know, like. This episode is gonna be called fucking Magpies and Spilled Milk. I don't give a fuck. like I don't know. It's something that like I've let things slide. I've been charitable. Like I've held it back and tried to be nice. Like I usually try to be nice, but I'll be goddamned if this shit doesn't fucking make my blood boil.
Bro, like,
and for good reason. Like, K-Hook is a sweetheart. She does not deserve to have fake ass motherfuckers like this in her like community on her show.
Oh yeah, no,
she's like
agree.
complaining in this burn recording about fucking K-Hook wanting her to come on to like, you know, to guest star on streams with her and act as one unit. That's not because like K-Hook's depending on you. That's because K-Hook is being offered an opportunity.
Yeah.
And she wants to give the same opportunity to her co-host to let her co-host eat too. That's the fucking point of asking someone that. It's like it's like if I go on a stream to promo something in front of hundreds of viewers and I'm working with something on Alpha, and the stream is, you know, there's a streamer is going to talk about something we work on together. And I'm, of course, going to go to Alpha and be like, yo, you want to come on the stream with me? We'll hop this up together because we work on this together. It's only fair. Yeah.
1000%. Like, and this is the thing, like, you know,
like that's how I interpret it. Like, K-Hook wanted Maggot to eat too, and she bit K-Hook's hand. Like, this is fucked up.
Like, this is kind of ironic in the sense of
I may be moral frogging a little bit here, but like, come on, man, what the fuck?
With Thanksgiving literally around the corner here, like it's like K-Hook is not.
The treachery is fucking vile here.
Like,
the treachery.
Like, K-Hawk is at the adult table, and like here's Maggot Edits in that one spot, and we all know that one spot where it's like you're right in between the adults table and the kids table. It's like and with those tables, there's like a set of values that you need to learn here, and like, you know, and common sense to be prevailed. Like, it seems like she keeps eating off more of the kids' table than she is at the adults' table, because this is this is childish. Like, I'm gonna be point blank. Like, and let me tell you this. Hold on. I'm gonna explain kind of like my mind right now. So like, when I first met Maggot, it was in K-Hug's VCs. I remember this like it was yesterday. Like I thought it was like, you know, like this is her like 1000% like, you know, up. So I was like, okay, so maybe she's going to be a little bit more chill, like behind the scenes. No, that level is just, it has been there, and I'm not saying that like I just sat there. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, whatever. She's a bitch. Whatever. No. I gave her a chance to be like, okay, maybe she's just just that's her personality. Oh well, it was like all right. And now come to this, I realize, well, I mean, it's not a gimmick. It's definitely not a gimmick. Like there's people that I watch all the time that will live the gimmick forever, and she is literally the number one gimmick. Literally, this is next level, like living the gimmick for life. Like if you want, she's trying so hard to be a mean girl. How can you be a fucking mean girl if you're on the fucking internet and you're acting one way, and then like say like, oh well, everyone's bullying me, I don't understand. Like, keep your fucking like. Okay, hold on. I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm triggered. The Tommy C alarm is starting to go off in my head. There's gonna be a migraine somewhere. There's gonna be a you're a liar. You're a weaselly little whore. You could suck my dick. Don't.
I mean, I agree with the first two. I don't know about the dick sucking part. Like as treacherous as she's fucking shown herself to be with all of this, I wouldn't trust my penis anywhere near her. I love my own penis, and I would not trust it with someone as treacherous as her.
I would.
But look, also, one thing. I'm sorry for trying to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good.
I was animated, but I wanted to add on to your analogy about the kids table.
Yeah.
I want to go a little bit further there. She's not eating at the kids table. She's it's like when you feed a dog and you fucking. You're going to put the food in the bowl and you spill the food on the floor on accident, but you want to fix you want to fix it and put it in the bowl so that the dog has some decency. But the dog fucking snarls at you because it's fucking, it's too simple-minded to know that you're trying to make it where they're not eating off the fucking ground.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this.
Honestly, she could go suck my ass. There you go. That's a better way of putting it. All right, look, I'm very protective of people. And like I said earlier, I appreciate K-Huck and all she's done for Conversation Street. 1000%. I will die on this hill to say I appreciate everything that she's done for Conversation Street. The fact that you guys went on her on that same on the K-Hut cast, I think it was a week later. I think it was a week or two later.
Yeah, I think I remember that stream. I was not feeling great that day, and I was not very talkative that day. When we went back on the K-Hut cast after the fact, me, you, Doug, and Dan.
Actually, I wasn't even there.
That was
I was at work.
Oh yeah, that was in April. After.
Yeah,
but I didn't feel the greatest then, so I feel kind of bad for not putting on a good entertaining show during that stream for K-Huck. If K-Huck watches this, I'm sorry that I wasn't very energetic that day. Just was feeling kind of under the weather. I had a long day that day.
Oh yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
and I don't know, I appreciate K-Huck, and I find a lot of entertainment out of her streams. Personally, the no personality thing is objective. It's an opinion, and it's one that I don't agree with. I find K-Huck very entertaining, and it's not the same type of entertainment that maybe Maggot's looking for. K-Huck's not very bombastic and over the top and somebody that
she's kind of the middle of the road. She's that
it's not her MO to go on a stream and fucking crash out for entertainment. That's not typically K-Huck's vibe. I've described it earlier. It's K-Huck's thing is typically observing, reacting to a drama, and having a good laugh about it. Not taking this shit terminally fucking seriously to the point where it actually affects the mental.
Exactly.
But
I don't
this
know.
shit, it kind of just irks me because I appreciate K-Huck, and everything she does. And I don't feel K-Hook deserves that fucking treachery
Oh yeah.
myself. It's got me almost at a fucking Tommy C level of like, I don't know, like I'm feeling my blood pressure fucking shift. Like I'm feeling the blood pressure shift, and that's never a good thing. But
Yeah.
god damn it, it is cathartic in some way
Yeah.
because you know the neurons fire off in a special way when your blood pressure rises, and that's where the fucking light bulb moment comes from.
It's fucking hulking up, Hulk Hogan style. You can drop the leg, bro. Bam. Like no, like for real.
Like it's a thing. It's fucking just really vile. Like that's what I'm gonna say. Like that bombshell was really vile, and it made me instantly lose any shred of fucking respect and patience I had for her remaining. And things were already wearing very thin,
Oh yeah.
considering the way she's acted for fucking months. Like I was
Like-
cordial with her for ages. Like when I was when I wasn't feeling like the most optimistic about commentary in general, I'm gonna be real. I've vented some frustrations with some of the things that go on in the community
Mm-hmm.
when I was feeling a different type of way about some things. Like I've vented this to you as well, Alpha, where
Mhm.
like sometimes it frustrates the shit out of me when someone unduly gets fucking just like lots of shit for like no
Oh, yeah.
particular reason, and it's like vulnerable people,
Yes.
like more vulnerable
exactly.
people.
That's
Like
I share that.
you know, like like Tony hits in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
You know, people will just pile on and fucking, you know, like make him crash out when he's not particularly doing anything super fucked. But there are also times, like I've come to realize this, there are also times where he is bringing it upon himself because
Yeah.
he's like attacking people first. And that was like like, you know, it was like it was something that I, you know, came to realize a little later. I still
Mhm.
feel that way for people that are like more vulnerable or like innocent in some of these
Like
situations.
not that doesn't have like the mental capacity. Like
Not so much the mental
Well,
capacity, but
not
it's
the
just
mental
like,
capacity, but
yeah, when like dogpiling is like uncalled for.
yeah. Like and like I've talked to you about this it's like and I will say this, like because people are gonna be like, but Russ, you picked on him too. I'm like, yeah, because it like at this point he brings it up to himself. Like
I mean, at this point,
I'm sorry,
when you fuck with him,
yeah.
when you fuck with Tony, it's because Tony's like coming at you saying that you're racist and that you're transphobic and that you're
he
this
called me
and that.
he called me transphobic because I said I self-identify as a train, okay, an attack train.
Now, what was even funnier about that was a day that I fucked with him a little bit too because he was going at you for no reason,
Yeah,
and I told him that he was transphobic because he's afraid of because he's like hating on trains. And it was really fucking funny that like I'm calling him transphobic and like posting pictures of trains, and he's like getting angrier and angrier at you.
He's like, oh, I like Lamp, but I fucking hate this AlphaRuss guy. You know, it's the fucking retardation of that. It's so funny. Look,
Like,
I'm leaving that in. Fuck that. All right. Look, this is the Sinbin for a fucking reason, folks. All right. Like this is a false count anywhere with some limitations, I will say.
But still, I wouldn't count that as like, you know, like fucking the same. It's not the same as like 12 people in a VC like fucking calling them like a PDF or a rapist or this, that, and the fucking third. That's just, you know, that's just me talking about fucking trains. Like, you know, I'm shit posting at that point. Like anyone with like any level of awareness will know, like, yeah, he's just shit posting.
Yeah, but let me just address the record here. My fellow Americans, 58 was in just hit the South Tower. It all started with a puzzle piece. I don't know where this bit was going, but it's going somewhere, either north or front South Tower.
I mean, throughout the course of the recording, though, like I've built like a train. I've built up steam, and I've ran down the track. And now, like the train, you know, like I'm not shoveling coal in anymore.
You're just
and
coasting.
things are just coasting. I'm just coasting out. And like Hasan Piker, I'm on the other end of my fucking my Zen fucking trip.
For context,
I'm on the other end of Zen. I'm in the other end of the fucking Zen buzz. Like I'm not fiending for it anymore. Now I'm kind of like
for context,
I'm packing one.
For context, in future me, you're gonna have to put the photo up here. We have this. I got a photo
from Willie Mac's video.
From Willie Mac's video. By the way, shout out to Willie Mac. Awesome dude. I love him. Very, very awesome career. There's it's a still from one of the videos that Willie used in the video to point out some of the rhetoric against Hasan Piker, or that Hasan Piker has been bringing in the criticisms. And someone noticed in the background that he has a 40 plus twin towers.
I counted this because I found it funny. Like my count was 40 exactly.
40
my count was 40 exactly. That may be off by one or two, but there I counted 40.
And I reposted it.
He literally had the twin towers of Zen pouches in his fucking background.
Hold on, I actually let me. It's fucking wild, bro. It's fucking wild. I literally said, Mr. President, the second Willie Mac video hit the coffee Zen tower.
Hey, like not gonna be real there. Like 3/4 of them were coffee Zins, and like the other quarter were like the menthol ones, I think, or
like the cinnamon,
like the green ones. Like the
oh no,
green
those
ones,
are
like
those
the mints
are
or the menthol.
Okay, so there is one menthol, and then there's like the rest of it is like wintergreen. Okay, like let me put it to you this way: AlphaRuss, Zen expert. Okay, I know what it takes to power an army.
My brother
okay?
in Christ. Those Zen towers, he bought out an entire fucking gas station, bro.
No, do you not know? So apparently, this is kind of outside of the gimmick here. Where I work at, I have we have Zen selling, and right now we're in the middle of a Zen shortage because apparently the unions, and this is from my understanding from my representative, it might not be true, it might be true to some extent, so take it with a pinch of salt. The union workers that work for the Zen company, particularly, is most of them are unionized, and they are currently going on strike because we usually get the full suite.
They're on strike because fucking Hasan Piker is creating demand that they can't fucking realistically meet with
Hasan
their efforts.
Piker.
Like they're being driven like fucking
Hasan
slaves
Piker, the
to
U.S.
fill Hasan
Marines.
Piker's fucking background on his stream.
Look, God bless the Marines, but jeez Louise,
And
I never seen so many people, so many Marines come into my store one time and ask me for rolls. Okay, rolls of 5. So to put that in perspective, we're supposed to get like 3 or 4 of them per case, per flavor. I'm literally down to menthol, which is like the redhead stepchild of this whole thing. And I just look at it and I go, it's okay, buddy. There's going to be a drunk person that's going to want a Zen anyway. Which is fucking true.
But like, I'm 100% on board with like going on this like side tangent to fucking laugh at Hasan's nicotine addiction because like I'm telling you, bro, I needed something. There was a strong need for the train to slow down. To go back to the metaphor from earlier.
Nuclear take. Do you think every time someone mentions Nicholas DiOrio in his streams, he just like secretly just grabs one from like under his table? Like he has one of those like pop up like Zen distributor. Like it's like one of those Pez dispensers, but instead it's a pet. It's like a Zen
Bro.
packet, and he just sits there.
I bet you if
sleight of hands it.
If Hasan's live on stream and someone goes in and mentions fucking like Nicholas DiOrio, Willie Mac Show, fucking Destiny, and Asmongold in the same sentence, he's gonna like walk out of the room, let his chair react to a video, and he's gonna come back looking like he's packing a chaw like Chipper Jones, motherfucker.
Chipper Jones, fucking Chipper Jones over here, just looking like.
I had to bring it back old school. I used to be a Braves fan back when I was a kid. You know, like everybody knows about packing a chaw like Chipper Jones, boy.
Fucking like, you know, he could either be Chipper Jones or he could be fucking Stan Hansen in the 90s WCW. He used to fucking do the chewing tobacco, and it would just drool out of his beard, drool out of his mouth into his beard, because, like, you know, he's a hard worker Texan, you know, and everything like that. Nothing wrong with Texans. Horns down. Sorry, I had a cough. I'm not a big Texans fan. Or a Dallas fan, for that matter. But my point exactly. But I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say this. The last thing about the Zen towers. The Lord of the politics. The Zen towers. There you go. There's your
I just hope
episode.
he embraces like his socialist roots and fucking shares some of those, bro. Like when it comes to eating the rich, he's not doing a good job of distributing the fucking wealth of Zen pods that he fucking has.
What?
Like,
who's he gonna distribute it to? Fucking, I don't know, Imaru? She's fucking barely starving. Like, god damn.
I mean, there has to be some fucking homeless people outside of that $3 million mansion he fucking owns that could use a fucking Zen pod to fucking perk up their fucking day.
I just imagine a fucking homeless person with, like, you know, like those old school, like, romantic comedies where the guy is, like, holding up the jukebox and he, for his lover and everything like that, but instead it's a sign that says, "Give me some Zens, you fucking asshole."
The sign just says, "Give me some Zens, you fucking tanky."
Oh no. we have completely derailed this. But
my god, I mean, I'm all for it though. Like,
I'm all for it.
I needed
the comedy relief here of Hasan Piker. You know, he should go on fucking Deaf Noodle's comedy jam, like the same one they which, by the way, Deaf Noodles, come back. We need you. Like, I don't know what you're doing with this whole AI stuff. Like, you know, I'm basically living the man who's been asleep for 1,000 years gimmick right now in terms of like commentary dramas for this past year. But come back to us, please. Not with AI. Like, I get it. You and ChatGPT could get a room and make multiple ChatGPTs for the rest of the world. Okay, I don't care. But, like, for goodness sake, actually, I like when he does, like, it's not conservative or not fucking like Democrat, Republican, whatever stuff that he talks about, like, in his arcs. I just like it when he's just talking like about stuff in general and giving actual perspective, like I guess 2023, 2022, like right in that little niche era, like right after the whole comedy seller, like, "Are you from Detroit?" You know, I still find that the most fucking hilarious thing. I found that clip the other day, and it's just the part where he sits there. He asks the person, like, "Are you from Detroit? You from Detroit?" And there's just one guy laughing in the background. I'm sitting there going, like, he found his Ed McMahon right there. I appreciate that, man.
You know what my favorite Deaf Noodles moment of all time is? It's not something Deaf Noodles said, but it was something that was said to him. This is also going to circle around to Maggot Edits because it's her origins in the fucking commentary community. One Papa Gut one time asked Def Noodles, Do you know what love is, Dennis? Love is sharing Zen pods with the fucking homeless people outside your $3 billion mansion. Love is being a good fucking friend and addressing the issues you have with them directly with them. Love is not shitting on the hand of someone that gave you 1,200 and fucking, like, I can't call out the exact number here, but 1,200 goddamn dollars. Love is being more respectful to a man that sent you a fucking gaming computer for free.
Yeah.
And love is most certainly not setting a man up that defended you for months of torment after the fact.
Exactly.
That's what love is, Dennis.
That's what love is. Oh man! All right, I think
that was a good one to end it with. Goddamn.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Sinbin. I'm the AlphaRuss. He is the one and only Big Papa Lamp. We're gonna head out. You guys, peace out.
Adios.